Hey Sonny, so I got our 10-inch refillable cartridge, our 10-inch housing here. And the core of the issue, it appears, is that, well, the core of the issue is the water coming in is mixing with the water that should be going on the output. So normally we would read our meter and it'll show you 0 parts per million, right? We've got a competitors in here right now showing you that's the 0. But right now what we're actually getting when we're testing manually with your cartridges, with these guys, is, and also the resin we get from you guys, is showing us about 2, 3, sometimes maybe 5 or 6 depending on configuration. So what's happening is the water comes in, right? Fills the canister from the outside, seals up against the top, and the water that comes from underneath through the bottom of this, through this center channel to fill up, well, not all of it is from the center. About 10% is leaking past the seal from here, getting in around it and mixing in with the pure water in the center here, right? So we're seeing about 20 TDS, parts per million, going into here from the RO filter, right? So it's filling up with 20, but on our reader we're seeing about 2 to 3. So about 20% of the water, right, is dirty water from the side, bypassing that. So, right, so it sits like that, right? The water going through the canister should go through the center port. Well, just a little bit's passing this outer edge, the seal, right? So somehow water is getting past this seal and mixing and going through this center channel. All right, so we know that the resin that we have from you guys works because we've tried our resin in stainless steel housings and the resin shows 0. We tried our resin inside these canisters that we got from somewhere else to try. It's showing 0. So this canister works. Their resin and the resin we get from you guys. So the resin's good. We know that for a fact. This canister, when we throw it in here, is sealing when we put the cap on, right? So when we throw it in just like that, nothing else, we tighten it all the way down, right? And it's not leaking from here. This is the inputs coming in at 20 and the output we're getting 0 consistently at pressure. We're at 120 psi at tap holder pressure at all times. With ease, we're getting 0 when we're using this other canister, this other blue and white cartridge, this refillable one. So with this one, it works. With your guys is, for some reason right now, we're seeing about a little bit of leak around it. So a couple of things we've tried to solve this is, first we've tried taking a rubber gasket, a rubber sealer, throwing it at the bottom like that, right? Going around that centering block, and then taking the canister and on top to see if we can force this higher and fill the space to cause it to seal against the cap, right? So we're thinking maybe it's not a tight enough fit once it's in here. So we've tried to push it harder and that doesn't work. We've tried taking this out. We've tried putting it in like normal, right? Like this. We've tried throwing a second one here, like that, to see if that helps fill the space, to see if it's a space issue. Doesn't seem to work. We know we're getting a nice seal, because if you look, we're getting an indentation from this outer edge on the rings. So you can see the mark we have on the ring, right? On this side, it's a little bit stronger than maybe over here. So you can see maybe it's uneven. We don't know what's going on, but you can see the very defined ring going, I'm gonna focus it. A very defined ring going around. But then over here, maybe it gets a little bit faint and maybe there's a little bit of water squeaking in over here. That would, we're talking about 10%, of the water, not much. So just a little bit is bypassing from the outside this seal and going up, right? It's getting inside this hole because that's the output. So somehow on the output side, we're getting a little bit of dirty water that comes in from here. And a majority of it's been cleaned by this canister. Another thing we've tried is we've taken the canister and we've tried taping it to see if the threads, some of the canisters, open it up here. Some of the canisters have a little bit of a gap. It's a little bit uneven right here. And we thought maybe water was squeaking in here. So we tried taping it up to seal it. That didn't do anything. So we're pretty sure that we've done both sides as well. So we thought maybe that would help. That hasn't done anything. We're not certain what's going on. We've tried just about everything we can think of. We know it's happening with the 10-inch as well as the 20-inch. 20-inch is happening, the same thing is happening. So, I've tried, the carbon filters that we get from you, the carbons, they have a black ring. I've tried the black ring to see if that helps, but it doesn't quite fit right, so it doesn't do anything. I've tried the rings from the other one on here. It doesn't do anything. It doesn't also fit quite right, which is understandable. It's different manufacturer. But I know this manufacturer's canister in your cap works. I also know that yours or ours canisters in the other manufacturer's housing also does not work. So it seems to be some kind of a issue with this canister and how it seals up inside this outer ring. Something's going on where water is bypassing that. So let us know what you think. Let me know if you have any more questions. I can, shoot some more videos. We've tried just about everything we can think of. We know, we've tried probably 30 of these canisters in total. And we know we've got canisters in that have been shipped out to customers that are having similar issues. So we've tried a number of these in a number of different housings. I've tried probably 5-6 different housings, as well as, and obviously the different styles, their lengths rather. And I've tried a bunch of these in a number of the larger size as well. None of them are 100% perfect. They're all showing a little bit of TDS when we like 2 parts per million, and we're looking to get 0. That's what we need to get to. So, can't quite figure it out. So let us know what you think.